Okay, everyone. Well, Liam Harter here today with another episode of Presenting Champions, and today with a very, very special guest who I've been excited to interview for a little while, especially after seeing him step in at a recent show at the last minute, which we'll get to that story in a minute. But today's guest, Damien Thomas, won 8 Welsh titles, boxed the British title 3 times, been boxing since the age of 5. Has always loved training and helping people, and has his own gym club team DT Boxing. So today we're going to be talking about this man's life, his journey, not only his boxing journey, but his absolute passion for helping and contributing to other people in their fitness journeys and goals as well, coaching people, because that passion really comes over. So, like I said earlier, mate, just before we started recording, thank you for coming on, and
Yeah,
especially
no
because
problem, but
no worries, because you were saying you just done about 20 rounds on the pads as well. So coming straight on after that, I appreciate it, mate. I really do.
yeah, no problem.
Good, good. So getting into it, I mean, we've got a lot of stuff to talk about today in terms of your boxing journey, in terms of your coaching, in terms of a lot of different things. One of the things I'm going to start with is actually what gave me the idea to do this interview today. Is I recently saw you box on a H46 Pro show. We were just talking about this just now before starting recording. Fella pulled out at the last minute. Well, he didn't really pull out. He went with his brother to hospital. I think after his brother got stopped or whatever, and he didn't come back in time. So you stepped in to fight his opponent. Tell us a little bit of the story of that night, just because I think it
Yeah,
was,
that
quite
was a
interesting.
random night. That was. It's like
Yeah,
obviously I had 5 boys on that night, and I remember coming back in the change rooms after I think it was Corey Ely boxed, and
yeah,
I could see Robbie running around just trying to look for someone to fight this heavyweight because the other guy had gone somewhere. I didn't know where he went at the time, and I said to Rob, I said, "Well, I'll fight him if you want. I'll take him around." And literally, I wouldn't expect him to say yes. And he was like, if you want to, could you do half for me? And I was like, yeah. So literally, I chucked Corey Ely's boxing kit on. I had size 7 boots when I'm a size 9 and just jumped straight in the ring. It wasn't
oh,
until I got in it wasn't until I got in the middle of the ring I realised how big the guy was.
yeah. He was a
Massive.
beast. Yeah, he was a
Yeah,
beast.
it was good because like obviously he turned up to fight, and if you turn up to fight like that and someone goes or they don't turn up, it's horrible feeling it. So I just jumped in to help him out really. Yeah, it was good. It was nice.
Yeah, good experience. Yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to give that a mention because it was just quite a cool story. And as I said before we started recording, I've obviously heard of you and your boxing journey and everything. But that was actually when I got the idea to interview you like this,
Yeah.
and it was yeah, just very cool. So going back in time, because we will talk about your coaching now, but talking about your own boxing achievements. You started boxing at the age of 5, so a young age, because
Yeah.
a lot of people starting a little bit later, even if it's sort of 8 or 9. So, at that early age, did you take to boxing straight away? Were you always good at it, or did you have to sort of ease your way into it a little bit? I know we're going back now, but I want to start from the beginning. It's a great
No,
story.
it
So,
was, yeah, boxing's always been in my family, really. My father and his brothers used to box. And well, from probably a bit younger than 5, me and my brother used to go down and watch my father train. But yeah, we basically done it from a young age. We were sparring at the age of 5, 6, and it was good. Like it's always been in the family, and like even the likes of like Daniel Chapman and people like that. I used to come to my mother's house and hit the pads with my father. Boxing's in my family, like really.
yeah.
But
Oh,
yeah, and I remember then we was in Albert Bartle's gym then with my father, and obviously he passed away. The gym got knocked down, and then we went to Carmarthen Hornets, and then we had a trainer down there, John Radmore. And he opened a gym up in Gwynfi, and then we went up there. Then me and my brother went to Gwynfi, and we boxed up there for oh, good 9, 10 years. We had
yeah.
a good gym up there. Like we had a really good gym, some really good boys. Like we got the likes of Daniel Chapman, Alid Cook, Declan Kennedy. We had some really good boys out there. My brother Leon. It was good.
Yeah. Good days, by the sound of it, good times, and
Oh, good days, but we had a good gym up there. I think it was one year we had 13. It was 13 of us entered the Welsh Championships, and 13 of us had Welsh vests. It was from a little small village. That's massive, isn't it?
yeah, yeah, it is amazing. And yeah, some great names you mentioned there as well. Shout out to all of them. Shout out to Dan as well. He's been on this show. So he's a fantastic individual. I know you guys are good mates. Talking about those early days, your first vest or your first big win, obviously out of a number of them, out of eight of them that I mentioned, in passing at the beginning. Not so much. You can talk about the fight if you want to. I don't mind, but just that time in your life where you were starting to have those early successes. You're starting to think, I can go far with this, or do you know what I mean? I want to get a feel for what it was like for you at that time and your mindset, and obviously this is the
Absolutely.
development of
It's
your boxing.
the best feeling in the world, isn't it? It's like I remember my first fight. I boxed a boy from Splot called Bernard Stokes. He was a good boxer, and I was my 10th birthday. It was my 10th birthday because you can't fight until you were 10. And I had a fight on my birthday. That's how much I wanted it. And I said to Nigel, I need to fight Nigel. And do you know Nigel Davis from Carmarthen Hornets?
Yeah,
He's
right.
another good coach. Like I won a Welsh vest and won my first Welsh vest for Carmarthen Hornets. And yeah, I boxed him on my first fight. And then I boxed some English guy for my second fight. And then I went straight into the novice championships and boxed from the prelims right through. And when I was on, I think on my fifth fight, I won a novice championships. It was brilliant. Best feeling in the world. Amazing,
Yeah,
but love it.
it is an amazing achievement, and I can really see that was a special time. And your passion for the game, for boxing, and for coaching, all that, it really comes over. And I'm not just saying that for any I really mean that. Like even talking across the camera now, like it really comes over your passion for the sport, and I think that's amazing. But
That
moving
might be
to
my ADHD. That might be my ADHD.
yeah, well, it might be, but either way, it's a good thing the way you're channeling. I had that as well when I was in school. They put so many labels on me, but use these things as a positive, and that's what counts at the end of the day. But yeah, moving to some of these titles that you won. Obviously, there's a few of them as I mentioned at the beginning. Do you have one that you're most proud of out of all of them? Maybe there's more than one. But is there one, maybe like a Welsh Fest, or maybe even if it's a particular fight that stands out and you look back and think, that was the one, that was really something special?
Um,
Big question, I
no,
know.
no, probably my first ever like Welsh Fest, like the novice one was good, but like after I won the novice, I went straight into the open class, the championships as well, and into the WABAs, and I won that year as well. So coming from a novice, jumping up to open class boys, and still winning the Welsh, that was massive for me. And then it was Richie Woodall. Richie Woodall represented my Welsh vest to me, and it was a massive feeling. When someone writes on a certificate, good luck in the future, like someone like ours, massive, innit?
Yeah,
As a kid, as being 10 years of age, and you've got Richie Woodall giving you your Welsh vest, it's the best feeling in the world.
yeah. It's an amazing achievement, and yeah, coming from a guy like that, that's probably extra special. So it makes sense. Touching on this, side of things. I mean, you mentioned about like ADHD there, and sort of half joking or whatever. But is that something that was sort of a factor in your early life? Was that something that people diagnosed you with, or I don't want to
Yeah,
get really
I was
personal.
diagnosed with it for a young age. Like, I think I was 11 years of age, and no school in Wales would take me. That's how naughty I was. Daniel used to love it. My Daniel Chapman used to love it when I was naughty in school. But yeah, at the age, I think, yeah, I was either age 10 or 11, and no school in Wales would take me. I was on a building site at the age of 14.
Wow,
But
that's
boxing kept me active, like kept me on the straight and narrow. I was always training. I wasn't getting into trouble. I'd only get into trouble in school because I hated school. But like, yeah, boxing kept me on the straight and narrow, kept me fit. I had loads of energy to burn. So yeah, boxing really helped me like through my life. It still does now. It's like walking in that gym every morning is just massive for me. I just love the sport.
Yeah, that like I said, that really comes over, and I mean that. But it's I think that's a good sort of life lesson for people. What you said there as well, about how you can take something like that and turn that into a positive. And not to go into it here because obviously it's your interview, but I've actually had very similar experiences in
Yeah,
my own schooling, and a lot of people have, But it really rings true, how you can sort of channel that into a constructive way. So we've got into obviously proudest moments, and that sort of thing. In terms of, before we get into the coaching and everything, which we'll get into in a minute, your um, toughest fights. This is a question that comes up in every boxing interview I do. Obviously, toughest fights, it comes in many forms because it's not just hardest hitters. It can be technical, it can be fitness or somebody's fast hands. It could even be something that was going on outside of the ring, if you like, and you're obviously, you have to get in there with something else going on. So it comes in many forms. But in your own words, a particular fight that you had to overcome, some sort of big challenge. I mean, they're all a challenge, aren't they? But you get where I'm coming from with this. Anything that stands out with that side of things? Another big question, I know.
Ooh, it's an hard one, that is. No, I don't know. Toughest thing to overcome, you mean, is it?
Yeah, well, if there was a particular fight that was
One of
that
my
was
fight.
yeah, but it was the toughest for any reason. You know what I mean? So if it was whether it was the guy himself or whether it was
Yeah,
something.
one of the toughest fights I could probably say I had, probably in Wales as well, was a boxer boy, Jordan Crook.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He was a good boy. He's strong. He's from Cwmbran, I think he was from. I don't know if you know Jordan Crook. He was a pro. He turned pro as well. But he was a tough kid. He was just on my chest for 3 rounds. And like I've always been a back foot boxer. I've never been a bit of a scrapper. But yeah, he was a tough kid. There's always something when I watch our DVD back, you just could see how much it meant to him, and you could see how much it meant to me. And you knew it was going to be. You had him coming in as a raw fighter, and then you had me just on the back foot. But he gave me hell for 3 rounds. He's a good kid, like
Yeah.
really good, strong, naturally strong kid. Like he was good. Well, saying kid, he's same age as me, but he was really good boy.
Yeah. Sound. Yeah. 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 I do know of him. So fair enough. That's a cool answer. But in terms of moving this forward now to transitioning a little bit to your coaching, again, it's not a question about like a specific time, but just a transition you went through, where you sort of decided that you've got these, you've had this great career, you've got these tremendous boxing skills and all the rest of it. But at the point where you sort of said, I want to pass that on, I want to help people, contribute to people, it's obviously something you're very passionate about. Where did
Yeah.
that start in the beginning? What gave you that idea in the beginning?
It's probably been. I probably realized that I wanted to coach people probably when I was at an amateur, because when I was up in Gwynedd, I used to help John Radmo out. Like I used to do the pad work with him, obviously sparring with the boys, but mainly the pad works because John was getting on. He had done a lot of pads over the years, so his hands and shoulders were giving him hell. But yeah, it's probably then. And John always said to me, like, Damien, he said, you need to do your trainer's badge because you would make a brilliant coach. And to be honest with you, I never listened and I never done it because I was always busy with work as well. And but then yeah, I think the biggest thing was like when John passed away, I wanted to keep it going. Like, and well, Daniel had his own gym then as well. And like I've always gone down here and there, done pads with Daniel and sparred with the boys. I've always been in the gym. And Daniel phoned me up one Friday and said, I move into Marbella. He said, do you want to take the gym over? And here I am. I was plastering for 14 years and I hung my trowel up and went and opened the gym.
Yeah, I love it. That's how it started. So okay, that's cool. It started from him. Yeah, fair
Like
enough.
Daniel have always said to me as well that you'd be good in the gym. Do you know what I mean? He's always said to me, and I've always helped him out in his gym. Like I padding him mainly, like helping him out, and obviously he had Adrian Sheridan helping him as well. He's a good guy. You know Adrian, yeah.
Yeah.
Adrian's been good with him as well. But yeah, it's just I've always been in the gym. Like even with my boy, like whether we're taking him up John's, like my boy's only 12, like padding him, padding all of my nephews. It's good. It's like the amount of ornaments we smashed in my mother's on the pads is unreal.
Yeah, that's what happens. There's always some collateral damage in there, I know. But oh, that's amazing. How it started, and like I said to you at the beginning, I got so much respect for that concept of giving back. I love that when people get to a high level and they want to give back, help people, and make a difference to people. And getting into the coaching side of things and all that sort of thing. When you see someone developing, in their potential of what they can do, whether it's with boxing or whether it's with their general fitness or whatever. Um, as I've already said several times, you're obviously very, very passionate about it. I know I keep saying that, but it really shows, and I love it. I think that's just fantastic. What does it mean to you when when these people are sort of coming on and they're getting better and better, and you sort of see them going through that process of improving, basically. Walk us through what you're thinking, what you're feeling in those times, you
That's
know?
the best feeling in the world, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like we got boys in the gym that just come here to do fitness. We got women who just come here to do fitness. But like boxing's for everyone, isn't it? You can come there, you can hit the bag, you could be happy. It helps a lot of things, boxing. Like to me anyway. But like mental health, anything is boxing for everyone. But when you see these boys like come in the gym, they've never hit the bag in their life, and then they jump in the ring and they win fights. And when you train them, it's massive, and it's just to see them happy, innit? When you see
Yeah.
them boys, especially when their hands get raised in the air, it's just a massive achievement, isn't it? I love it, but you've seen me shout on the side of the ring, but even the ref tells me to shut up. I can't help it. I bang the ring and everything.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, the fact that's the passion, really coming over. But no, I think that's amazing. It's the way it should be. And yeah, I mean, I've always said for a long time that I think that sports and boxing and anything like that is one of the most healing, redemptive things in the world. You know what I mean? I've seen it literally rescue people from every type of thing, from mental
Yeah,
health,
yeah,
addiction,
definitely.
even if it's something big, like if it's mental health or addiction or weight loss or whatever, it's amazing. But even if it's something like you see people come in and they're very shy or they're very not very confident or whatever, and it sort of brings them out of themselves, or there's so many different things that boxing could do to help people.
Yeah,
It's
especially like from where we live, like a boxing gym in our village is massive because there's nothing around here for the kids whatsoever. Like we got kids there that probably never will want to box, but they love coming in there and having that hour. That's just the hour in the gym where they just hit the bag and they do their fitness and they love it. And some of them they don't even want to fight, but that's fine. They just come in, they do their training, and then they go back home, and then they rock back up on a Thursday. It's brilliant. They just love coming there, doing the fitness. It's good for them, innit? They got
yeah.
nothing else up here to do, so they just love it. It's good. I love it, but
Yeah, well, yes, that's the thing is it keeps them on a straight and narrow, keeps them positive, and obviously, as you know all too well, with boxing, there's a great sort of brotherhood. There's a great sort of camaraderie with the people, and that's a big thing as well, like the social side. But yeah, in our communities in Wales, I mean, I'm near Barry area, so it's not far, and there's not a lot of stuff to do like when you're growing up. Basically, I mean, anywhere, there's not a lot of that
no.
going on. It's really easy to start drifting and getting into stuff, and you know what I mean. So it's valuable in terms of the fact that you obviously welcome people whether they want to fight, whether they don't want to fight, and they just want to get fit. And it's incredible either way. When it comes to people who do want to fight, can you tell early on, like if they're going to go far, like when someone walks in, can you sort of look at them and think, he or she, they've got something
Yeah,
going on?
100%. You always got that one where you think, oh, you always look at him on the bag, think, oh, it looks like he's done a bit before, but he hasn't done anything. Yeah, but 100%. You can see it in some people, yeah. But like, it's mad, isn't it? Boxing's a mad sport, isn't it?
It
Like
sure
you can
is.
have someone on a bag like that can't even throw a straight jab, and then a year or 2 years later, he's a world champion. It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the beauty of it, though. That's what's so amazing about it as a
If you
sport.
turn up and train and if you put the time and effort in, I believe anyone can be a champion.
Yeah.
Especially
That's,
if you as a coach believe in them and they believes in themselves, then you could turn anyone into a champion. But they just got to be willing to do the work, haven't they?
yeah. That's it. I mean, you get out what you put in boxing. It's a very very key lesson. And again, one of the things I love about it is that's a lesson that you can apply to life as well. So
100%.
that sort of discipline, work ethic, you can apply it to boxing. You can take that out and apply it to anything you do, and it'll take you a long way. And it's a very 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 valuable lesson. We talked about your proudest moments as a boxer. Do you have a proudest moment as a coach so far, or is it just there's possibly not one because it might just be it seems like you just love the process as a whole, being in
No,
there and
like
being
obviously, like I said to you, I've been in the gym like coaching, probably not as a qualified coach, obviously when I was younger, helping John Radmore and things like that. But probably my proudest moment was probably Daniel winning the world title as in the BKB, probably as a mate. And well, obviously, I used to do a bit of pads with him. I've done a lot of rounds of sparring with him up towards our fight. Like I've done loads of rounds with Dan there. But yeah, that was probably one of the proudest moments of Dan having a world title because as a boxer, no matter what you have a belt in as a world champion, it's a world title in it. And
yeah,
just for Dan to have that belt was massive.
yeah. I mean, it was incredible. I was over the moon when he won that. I think a lot of people were.
And
But
like all the other boys in the gym as well. You got like Josh Bridges, he had his first fight that night. You got like Corey Lee's doing well, he had 2 fights. We got Tony Lafferty, he had a good fight with Sean George in BKB. Yeah, it's good. They're all proud moments for me. Like, no
yeah,
matter win or lose, but if they put the time and effort in it, the better man who wins on a night, I don't care. It's just it takes guts to get in our ring. I don't care
I,
who you are. If you get in our ring, I'm proud of you. Like,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, it takes a lot of heart to get in there.
oof,
But yeah,
100%. I
yeah,
haven't been in the ring for a good few years, and before I stepped in, I was walking down the aisle, and I thought the lights come on. I thought, butterflies. My stomach was like a washing machine. Especially when I stood in the middle of the ring and seen the size on him.
yeah.
He was about 16 and a half stone.
Yeah, he was a big lump. He was. I know.
It's funny. I stood in the middle. I looked up like, and I thought,
Yeah,
it's good.
but it
I
was.
really enjoyed it.
You did seem to enjoy it. I was going to say, yeah, you did seem to enjoy it as well. But in terms of that, though, as well, I mean, in terms of you being out the ring for a while, being back in the ring, obviously unexpected, with that situation, do you think that there'll be like more times? Do you think you'll have more fights now coming up, or what's your thoughts on
No problem.
that?
No, I don't know. Everyone asks me this question. It's um, it's hard, like trying to train everyone else. But I say that to myself, like I'm a big believer. If you're gonna fight, you got to be 100% committed. Like otherwise, I will not jump in our ring. And but every guy I do a PT with, or like I do 1-to-1s all through the days, every guy who comes there does 1-to-1. I just pads and spars them all. I must do about 20 rounds a day sometimes. So
Mhm.
every one of the boys, if they want sparring and it's like other boys in work or whatever, and they can't make sparring, I'll just jump in and spar. I love it. That's important to me. Like as a coach as well, if I can help them out, I'll help them out as much as I can. Like
Yeah.
I've seen me down our gym on a Monday morning, going home, having about 4 showers and changing 4 times through the day. That's just through sparring on PTs.
Yeah, I can believe that. I can believe that. But that is amazing though, isn't it? I mean, the same thing, giving back, contributing, but at the same time as how you're helping other people, you could jump in there easily then if you're doing that many rounds. Like if a fight came up and you wanted it, you could
Yeah,
be.
that's how that's. Sorry, I jumped the gun then, didn't I? But yeah, I get a lot of people ask me. I think I do want to do it, yeah, but we see.
See how it goes. See if the right fight comes up. It's got to be the right thing. So I respect that totally. But you
But
know,
I've said though, since I've opened the gym, I would like to win a belt on something, but I only want to do it to give to my boy or my father because my father put a lot of time into me over the years with boxing as well. So, but he'll either like win a belt. So I only want to win it for either my father or my boy. Well, for the both of them, they can have it. They can cut it in half if they want. But yeah, I just want to win it for them really because they put a lot of time into me.
yeah.
Well, my father have, and my boy loves the sport as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, you should, and I know you've accomplished a lot as we were talking about earlier, but something like that would be very cool. Now, in terms of a couple of other things to get into here, one of them is in terms of advice for like young up and coming boxers. Obviously, we'll get in a minute now. We'll get to how people can contact you and if people want to join up with you and all that. But because this has quite a wide reach, as well as Wales, going over into England and other places. If you had to give advice for anyone watching this who wants to do well in boxing, they want to sort of make something of themselves in sport, amateur, professional, whatever it is, what would be 2 or 3 things you'd say to them? I know if people want to know more, they should get in touch with you, but just a little taster for people that you think are like essential ingredients to, do well in the game, basically.
Yeah, it's just get in the gym, come to the gym, have a go, and if you like, just stay focused. And obviously, it's just keep going. You gotta keep going. Like, and it is like if you want to fight in boxing, you gotta want it. Like I said to you earlier, you got boys in the gym that I know will never fight, but that doesn't matter to me. But the boys that want to fight, I'm like, you just gotta keep going. You gotta want it yourself. Like you
Yeah,
get some boys on the bags, and I say like, boys, this time we're gonna just jab and use your jab, and then I turn my back and they looking out the window, like, and I'm like, boys, if you want to fight, you got to hit that bag. You're not cheating me. You're cheating yourselves. And
yeah,
I say the only time it'll pay off is when you're in the ring. I said, so you got to work hard, like. But yeah, it's just keep coming. As hard as a child, like we've all been there. I was there. Like I used to hide 50p mix-ups in my pocket. I didn't rip my glove off in between a break and have a mix-up. That's why it's kids in it. You can't, but you just got to want it. Like and just keep coming to the gym. Like
Yeah.
I'm easy with the kids in the gym. Like obviously when we're on the bags and things like that, I am quite strict, but you've got to make it a bit of fun as well, haven't you?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, it's got to be enjoyable. So last couple of things to sort of touch on here. We talked earlier about how, sort of going back to yourself more personally now, how boxing sort of improved you as a person and how it channeled your energy and all this sort of stuff. Would you say that coaching has done the same sort of thing? Would you say that coaching sort of improved you as a person, like you've grown as a? I know this is a bit of a deep question, this one, but I can, cause they say when you teach, you learn as well. Do you know what I mean? Like you grow
100%. Yeah.
from teaching people. Would you say that process has happened to you over your years of coaching and
Oh
helping?
yeah, 100%. Like thing is with boxing, you could always improve on things. Kind of, it's one of them sports. Every time you go in that ring and you hit the pads or you sparring, you're always learning something. Like or you're always trying to learn something. It's one of them sports. There, if you want to be the best, then like I see me sit up some nights like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm watching people like like Roy Jones, people like that, taking people on the pads, and it's in you, and it's like if you go on my phone, like Facebook, Instagram, everything's boxing, 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 and it's just mad. You gotta love it, haven't you?
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
massively since I've taken this gym over, like it fetched the love back for me really, because when I was plastering and things like that, like I used to come home and do some sparring with Daniel. I used to go up with V and help him out on the pads. But like since I've taken the gym over, it's fetched the love right back. And like
yeah,
so I had to think now, like why did I have so long out? But work comes first. Yeah, I had kids, obviously. This works, kids, money in it, and but now I think, oh, why did I do that? But yeah, I think I will come back
yeah. Well, that's it.
definitely.
I hope so. I mean, I hope so. I mean, I know you're doing great work anyway, with helping people, and I know you've achieved a lot, like we mentioned earlier. But yeah, coming back and seeing you have have a belt or something, sort of like obviously how Daniel came back after a long time out and won big. Like you doing that sort of thing. I think you could do that as well, to be quite honest. And
Daniel known me for years as well. Daniel have always said to me, look, you're a waste. You need to get fighting. You gotta get fighting.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm going out to see Daniel Sunday, so that'll be
there we
fun.
go. There we go. That's it. Well, last thing. Well, last two things actually, because I know it's getting late and you've had a long day, but that's all right.
Nah,
But
don't worry about it.
oh, it's good. We've talked about some good stuff. In terms of if people do want to, book you, come and see you. I know you're not a hard man to find because you look you up on social media. But for anyone out there who is wondering, even though it seems an obvious question, I know. What's the best way to get in touch with you? Where can they find you? Just give all that
Yeah,
good stuff.
just Instagram, Facebook. If you type in Team DT now, if you just type in Team DT, you'll see all my videos, and yeah, you see all the boys, and it's good. You see all the classes we do, the one-to-ones. Yes, just look me up.
Yeah, I see. I know you're, like I say, you're not a hard man to find, but I just wanted to give that a mention.
I'm not the
And
best on social media, mind.
oh, I
It's
don't
only
know.
since, it's only since I've opened the gym that I had Facebook and Instagram. Daniel made me have it.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, they are tidy though. I mean, the Instagram especially. You go down
Yeah,
the.
it's good. I'm getting better anyway, Liam.
Oh, well, I see. We all got to learn these things, but sometimes it does take that push. Like with using this, like with using Zoom. I never used it until COVID hit, a couple of years ago, and then now I use it all the time, and I
Yeah,
speak to people around the world. So sometimes you've got to have a push like that, and it
yeah,
happens. And the last thing really is to sort of give a mention to your supporters. And obviously, we've mentioned Daniel, we've mentioned some of these people, but in terms of family, friends, even people you don't know who send you positive messages or anyone that supports you, basically, I'd like to just give them a shout out of what some of your words for your supporters would be, as the last thing to sort of close this interview out, because some people watching this, they will know all about you, and some people it'll be the first time they sort of heard
Yeah, it's
about
good.
that, you
Yeah,
know.
it's
So
good. I just say like obviously keep watching the videos. Um, I like to say thank you to everyone really. Like everyone who comes to the gym. Obviously, my father. My father's massively like he's a boxing freak like me. Um, he doesn't go out much now, but he's a massive boxing fan. My brother, obviously, you've got Dan. Like Dan's always liking videos and things, and obviously, if we like if it weren't for Dan, I wouldn't be where I am now probably because basically I've taken over his gym and yeah, it's just massive in it, and I really appreciate that and just everyone really. I like to thank everyone like you got like Robbie for the shows, everyone. And like if they want to look me up on Instagram and if they want to come to the gym, even if you want to come to the gym and have a nose, I don't mind. You're more than welcome to come up and have a look. Take some pictures of me. Take some cracking pictures, Liam boy.
well, hey, I'll come up and do something like that, man. We can definitely sort something like that out, 110%. So thank you for
Yeah, it'd
that.
be good.
Yeah,
Like we got Tony Lafferty fighting I think it's October, is it? Like you could come up and take some pictures of him and things like that. It'd be really good. That'd be good for you. It'd be good for Tony. And he's a
yeah.
lovely guy. I've interviewed Tony before.
I haven't interviewed him. No, I've had Dan on here, and I've had quite a few of the BKB guys on here actually. Obviously Sean George and like a lot of the world champions, but not Tony. No, I saw him recently actually at the Welsh Combat Series.
Yeah.
I was going to ask him then about doing an interview, but there was this thing where there was a few brawls in the crowd, and they shut down the show on the last
Yeah, he
fight.
shut it down. Yeah, I was there that night. I was nuts, I was, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So I didn't get a chance, but yeah, I'd love to have
I
him
was
on here.
expecting to put your boxing boots on.
That's it, yeah. You're gonna jump. A few people getting ready to, to get in there. But
Yeah,
no, I
brilliant.
mean, I'd love to have Tony on here. I'd love to come up to gym, and we can definitely talk
Yeah,
about that. But
you're always welcome up a gym, but you know that. Like I said, Tony would love that. It'd be good for you, and it'd be good for people to see it as well because you get more followers. And do you know what I mean?
absolutely,
Good
yeah.
boy,
And
Tony. Funny guy.
he's a good lad, he is. Yeah, he's a good lad. And also, I hope doing this today helps you a bit as well, and gets the
Yeah, it's
message
good.
about what you're
Well
doing.
appreciated. I have had a few people messaging me, but this is my first ever interview. So if I'm stuttering or going beetroot red, it's my first interview. Okay.
That's it. Oh no way! I thought you'd done loads of them because you were there, talk, very confident, and you know.
No,
So
I'm sweating under this t-shirt. Really.
yeah, you're just one of those people like me where it doesn't show.
Yeah,
I
that's it.
Yeah, I have that when I'm ill or when I'm not feeling. It never shows, and people always just carry on. So, and when I'm nervous, as well.
No, like obviously this is my first interview. Like I have been asked before, but it's never really, like I've seen you in the shows, like taking you photos and things like that. And I thought I've always seen you on Instagram. I always see your pictures, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll have an interview with this guy.
Oh, well, thank you, mate. Thank you for making the time for it. And
No, thank you, mate. It's awesome. It was brilliant.
yeah, it's been good fun. It's been really good fun to have you on here, and I really appreciate you taking the time out of your evening for it, man. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's
Um,
good. Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.